Yesterday, yesterday was Wednesday, the 10th of July 2024. The Commonwealth of the Bahamas celebrated its 51st anniversary of independence. It was wonderful, it was glorious, but there were some tragic incidents which took place. I shall tell you how about 4 a.m. this morning, the police discovered the body of a Negro male wearing gloves and 2 different car licenses. He was shot multiple times. Some people have suggested that he had just been returned, or should I say he had just been returning from some criminal event. And then yesterday, 2 women said to be tourists, they were injured while riding on a banana boat. It is alleged a jet ski bucked into them and the jet ski driver fled the scene. If you think that was worse, well, guess what happened at 3 a.m. between Andros and Chubkey? An unlicensed and unregistered vessel set sail, it is believed, heading to Chubkey. There were 6 people on that vessel, and I'm advised it was loaded with supplies. The captain hails from Honduras, and on that boat was the captain and his son and 4 other people. That wave picked them up, licked the boat down, and 5 of them were successful in jumping on a smaller boat. But the 20-year-old, recognizing that his dad, the captain, had difficulty getting aboard, he jumped to rescue his father, and the next thing, it is alleged, a whirlpool developed along that boat and sucked the boat, the captain, and the captain's son deep into the ocean, and they were killed, according to a Negro citizen who was asked that his identity be protected. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. When is the PLP going to move burning right from the port? God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. And of course, today happens to be Thursday, the 11th of July 2024. Yesterday, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas celebrated its 51st anniversary of independence. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, and of course, he seems to still be in a celebratory mood. Bradley, how was your independence? And welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Good to be here. How was my independence? Well, Sandra, I worked.
You worked, and you had a wonderful time.
I worked, and I enjoyed the celebration.
This is great.
Yeah.
Well, it is your turn. It is your practice. Behold the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thank you so much, Sandra. I appreciate that. So today, we're going to look at some very confident words of Jesus Christ as he comforted his disciples about his departure and giving them the comfort that he would in fact come to, again, receive them and comfort them again. John chapter 14. Amidst all that's going on, Sandra, so many things happen in life, it's just unbelievable. John chapter 14, verse 1 through 6. Jesus is comforting the disciples. Here's what he says. He says, let not your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. And whether I go, you know, and where you know. Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Jesus said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father, but by me. John chapter 14. Verses 1 through 6 I read from the King James Version of the Sacred Scriptures. The Word of God is forever, ever, never blessed. Amen. Thank you, producer. Back to you, Sandra.
And thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Indeed, indeed.
Well, folks, today, perhaps around 1:30 p.m., I believe it was the Royal Bahamas Police Force who gave us what is called a Mako alert. That is an announcement when a young person is alleged to have gone missing. In the case of this person, the police is alleging that a 15-year-old female by the name of Shaquille.
No, not Shaquille.
How do you pronounce her name?
Yes. Shanelia.
A 15-year-old girl by the name of Shanelia Ruth Daly.
Yeah.
She, it is alleged, has run away, and she has not been seen perhaps since Independence Day. So we want the public to keep their eyes out for this runaway 15-year-old female. And of course, she happens to be a member of the Negro people. So we thought we will start the show off by asking you, do you know where Shanelia Ruth Daly is? And of course, Shanelia Ruth Daly, she hails from West Bay Street, and the police is looking for her. And if you see her, we would want to suggest that you should immediately call the Royal Bahamas Police Force. So I'm going to give you a quick number that you can use to call them. And the number I'm going to suggest you will be either 919 or 911. And you tell the police that you see her, and I'm going to suggest that you should stay far from her. Okay? So Shanelia Ruth Daly, 15 years old, she has allegedly run away. So we thought we will tell that to you as we begin the show this wonderful day. Are you going to read ad now?
I would imagine, no, not now.
You don't
No.
want to read it now?
No,
Very well. This is
continue.
powerful. Well, folks, independence celebration took place, and from all indication, the Bahamian people had a wonderful and glorious occasion, and there was great activities at Fort Charlotte, and you will note that the activities should have begun from Tuesday. Tuesday would have been like the 9th of July, and it went right into the wee hours of the morning, and thousands of Bahamians, they celebrated. So that was wonderful. And then, of course, you know, there would have been the Junkanoo rush out on Bay Street. And then by Wednesday at Government House, there was a festive occasion. I suspect that it might have rained at Government House. I don't know, because, you know, I'm old, and notwithstanding that, I did have an invitation due to my age and to physical incapacity. It's a very big word for me. I decided I shall remain in Black Village. But from all reports, people celebrated. And of course, I belong to a Negro group of men. They call themselves the Breakfast Club. Well, they celebrated the 51st anniversary of independence by throwing a big party in the grass outside of Chapter 1 under the many native trees. So we had a wonderful, wonderful time. And the senior men, they gathered, they discussed the history of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and it was a wonderful, wonderful occasion. So we want to salute those Bahamians who recognize the importance of nation building, who recognize the importance of celebrating independence, even though I must confess that the celebration did not expand in the way that I think it should have, and perhaps it will not happen for the next 30 years. You will recall the story of the children of Israel, those who had left Egypt and who had wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. They had to die out. So there is a generation of people who lived during the struggle for independence. And then there were children who were already born but were young. And then there were children who born on that date. And guess what happened? They still remember the story. We saw that the Free National Movement did not participate in the independence celebration because the FNM, by its very nature, was always anti-independence. So us generation of FNMs, we will have to die out first. And then when the new unborn generation of FNM would have matured, they will be able to join hand with the PLP in love and unity as one big family and celebrate independence. But it is too early for us FNMs to join in the celebration because we were opposed to Pinling and the PLP in their glorious march towards independence. And notwithstanding that the first Prime Minister in an FNM government was born a PLP, raised a PLP, struggled as a PLP, became independent with the PLP, he having joined us in the FNM, we were able to cause him to go astray. I'm referring to the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram, and I yearn for a day when Ingram would recognize that the Free National Movement is wrong. He would rebuke them, and perhaps on the 52nd anniversary of independence, Hubert Ingram would advise us in the FNM that we should hold hands with the PLP and march to Fort Charlotte, march to Clifford Park, and in unison celebrate independence. That is the role of the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram. And if you are an FNM or a friend of Mr. Ingram, wherever you see him, tell Papa that the time has come for him to hold Michael Pintard hands and Dr. Dwayne Sands' hand, both being chairman and leader of the FNM, and march them to Rawson Square, and march them to Fort Charlotte, and march them to Clifford Park, and join with the PLP in one great ceremony, because we are one people and independence had to come. It had to come, and praise the Lord, we are so happy that we are able to celebrate independence, and there is a united nation who respects the sovereignty of our island nation, and based on the rule of law, our independence is protected and secure as long as we remain a responsible member of the United Nations, obeying local laws and international laws. My spiritual advisor, it's a glorious day. What do you think?
Yesterday, of course, yeah, man. Celebrations were very good from what I've seen on television. Did seem as if a lot of Bahamians did turn out to go to Clifford Park. Did you go? But yesterday afternoon, though, man, the rain kind of like stopped a lot of things from happening, eh? Did you go to Government House yesterday evening?
No, I did not. I did attend. I did it. No, I didn't. I attended the breakfast group party. It was a wonderful party. It was very cultural. And of course, I had a wonderful time at...
Oh, you're talking about the Breakfast Club?
Yeah. And so I couldn't go to Government House. So I regret that I was not able to. But the good thing about it is where we held our independence party, we had a wonderful time because in the distance we had received words that the Prime Minister was on University Boulevard and he was heading. So many of us heading north along University Boulevard. We suspected that at 5:54 the PM was on his way to Government House, so we strategically repositioned ourselves so we could hail him. And as the Prime Minister came down the street with riders, old riders, we showed it. And one or two of the men says, "He's hailing us back, he's hailing us back." So it was great. And the Prime Minister, his passing was like the icing on our independence cake. So it was great. And we had a wonderful time. We had lots of food, lots of drinks, and lots of tropical fruit. I had a mango and 2 bananas. It was great.
This is the Breakfast Club.
This was the Breakfast Club. So
okay.
we celebrated.
This is a members-only club.
Yeah.
Only certain men could be a part of this club, eh?
Well, no, there were 1 or 2 people who passed, and we were so happy to share with them as we celebrated independence. So it was great. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was wonderful. Yeah. Agree? Okay, well, thank you, my spiritual advisor. So let's get back on to it. Well, we told you about that. We told you about the missing girl, Chanel Root Daly, who is missing, or I think the authorities describe her not really as missing. They describe her as runaway, I'm advised. I don't know what is the difference between missing and runaway. I don't know, but anyway, in the case of this particular female child, she has run away. And I'm going to leave that alone because I want to know, if you run away, are you missing? I don't know, but that's what they say. So we told you about that, and then we told you that around 4 a.m. this morning, the police discovered a vehicle in the area of Centerville which had a Negro man behind the wheel, and according to police report, he had on a pair of gloves. And then, of course, when they examined his front car license and compare it with the rear car license, they discovered that there were two different license plates. So, according to a source, it is suspected that that Negro man, he met his death after he had either allegedly completed a crime or on his way to commit a crime. That is speculatory, and of course, we were not able to speak with the police to see if they have received that piece of intelligence. Then we told you about 3 a.m. this morning. There has been this boat which has been docked at Arawak Key for a long time. And then about January, they must have did some fixing to it and so forth. It is alleged that this boat is not registered in the Bahamas, it is not governed by our laws, and that Bernie Wright, who is the port controller, he has not been able to arrest this boat. Well, this boat had been hung up at Arawak Key for a long time, and then finally, we'll talk about it when we come back, because it's time that we restore law and order to our waterway. And if Bernie Wright can't do it, we have to send him back to Marvin Dames, because it was Marvin who brought him there. I want Monroe to have the final talk with Bernie. Bernie, solve this problem or go back to base. This is Freedom Max. Welcome back to Freedom March. There is a Marco alert. The authorities says there's a 15-year-old female. She is Negro, and they are alleging that she has run away. And so if you see Shanelia Ruth Daly of West Bay Street, you are to immediately call the police. And anyone who is keeping her in their possession or in their custody or in their home, you are to immediately call the police, because it is a criminal offense to have this minor in your custody without the permission of the family. And the family want Shanelia Ruth Daly home. We thought we would tell that to you. My spiritual advice, you want to pay the bills?
Yeah, read a couple ads.
Go ahead.
The Work Center, located at Rosetta Street, across the road from Roberts Furniture, is your one-stop shop for back-to-school Dickies, Timberland, and many, many more. So come on down and let their friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back to school. The Work Center, Rosetta Street, across the road from Roberts Furniture. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union using MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today to send cash instantly to family member or friend. Anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax. Live your max life. Thank you, producer.
This is powerful. Well, folks, when we took the adjournment, I was telling you about a report. You will not hear this in any of the Negro media. Around 3 a.m. a boat, which in January had been docked at Potter's Key Dock. It had big holes, it was half sank, and then somebody fixed it up. And we know that it had set sail to go to Chub Key. Well, 3 a.m. this morning, it was between Chub Key and Andros when a big wave began to sink it. 5 of 6 crew were able to get on a lifeboat, but a 20-year-old man, or a man in his 20s, a citizen of Honduras, he recognized that his father, who was the captain of the vessel, had difficulty, had complications in getting out of that sinking vessel, so he boarded to assist his dad. And according to sources, a whirlpool developed around that boat and sucked the boat into the ocean with the father and his 20-year-old son. And according to the reports, which I've not been able to confirm with the authorities, the father, who's the captain of the boat, he was killed, and his 20-year-old son was also killed today in our waters. And according to sources, this boat was not licensed, it was not inspected, it was not insured, and then of course it is alleged that it is owned by an Indian man who is working on Moscow them shipping. So you see what's going on? What kind of port controller is Bernie Wright that these boats could be operating unlawfully, not in the back of Acklands and Crooked Island, but in the city of Nassau? And I have people to know that in that part of the sea, it's the city of Nassau. Anything out there where Arawak Key is, where Paradise Island is, where Potter's Key Dock is, it's the city of Nassau. What is Bernie doing? Marvin Dames, when he served as minister responsible for national security, he brought Bernie to run the port. Wayne Monroe became the Minister of National Security, but he has decided that he ain't gonna play no politics, and therefore he has left Bernie there. Bernie Wright. Now I'm under pressure because Bernie Wright, my cousin, has some children for his daddy, and the children them is getting mad when they hear me, because they say, you know, I's their cousin, what I doing attacking their brother. All right? You see what the problem I'm in? Bernie Wright's daddy was the former Secretary General of the FNM. This is Elgart Wright, and he big up my first cousin. He put more children on her. And listen to me. If you see them children and you see Bernie, you'll think they're Bernie children, how much they favor him. But I have to cut it straight. I know they my cousin. Bernie is my cousin, them brother. But what you want me to do? What my family want me to do? Y'all can't blame me. Tell Bernie he has to check every boat, make sure they're properly licensed. He has to make sure that these foreigners who are operating these boats, who are working on these boats, they have work permit, they're licensed, and so forth. All right? Ain't nothing I could do. Yeah, you all is my family. Yeah, Bernie's your brother. All right? So what y'all want me to do? I have to cut these things straight. All right? Anyway, the man is dead, and nobody appears to be reporting this. All right? And they start disturbing me very early in the morning. I had to catch myself because immediately I went to Arawaki. I was trying to rent a boat to go to sea until one man said, "Monka man, I think it's a bad idea that you at 67 hardly could walk. You trying to get a boat to go down to Chubkey. You better stay in Nassau before you drown." I busted laugh and said, "Listen, you're right." So this is what is going on in our country. And Bernie Wright, somebody has to get Bernie to be more accountable. Okay? Bernie's not being accountable. Bernie's not checking. He has to check. He needs to get a boat, stand out either at Arawaki or Porter's Key Dock. And every vessel, he just tick off to see who these people. Can you imagine? The man and his son perished this morning. It's tragic. And nobody in the Negro media seems to be aware of this. Nobody in the Negro media seems to be aware of this. It is as if somebody is covering up. And I want them to know that that will not be tolerated in this Commonwealth of the Bahamas. All right? Now, I think we're going to have to send Bernie Wright back to the Defense Force. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's send Bernie back to the Defense Force, and let's find ourselves another port controller. All right? And let me hope that my cousin them will stop being upset with me, because I'm in trouble. Every time I raise an issue, I have somebody who calls me. I'll give you an example. You would recall that I raised the issue of Ian Strawn. Ian Strawn, you remember? I said how Allison was being unfair to Ian Strawn. She promised that Ian Strawn would become the new president of the University of the Bahamas as soon as the white American leave. The white American has left. What do you think Allison did? She doesn't have confidence in Negroes depending on how black they are. And I decided I would speak up for Ian. Now, my late father, okay, he has a number of children living in Grand Bahama. So they called me And they said, listen, we are so happy for what you did. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. So I said, what you talking about now? He said, do you know that Ian is our cousin? So when he said, Ian is our cousin, I said, really? And then I said, I didn't know Ian was my cousin. And then he said, no, Ian is our cousin. So Ian happens to be my father's Grand Bahama children, right? Cousin. And now they called me and they said, listen, you's our brother, Ian is our cousin, put Ian case, because it is time that Allison recognize the contribution of their mother, who's a PLP stalwart, I'm not going to call her name, and Ian's mother, who is Senorita Moss Strawn. All right? You see how the country is? Every time I raise somebody's name, I have a relative who called me and tell me, listen, this our brother, this our cousin. I soon can't criticize nobody wrong here. So this is what is going on, and I tell that to you, all of that to say to you that Bernie Wright has to now tell us who permitted that boat to set sail to Chub Key with all them supply, no license, no insurance, and allegedly no work permit. What's going on? What's going on? A Honduran father and his son die in our ocean today. You hear me? That's what has happened. And it's just horrible what's going on. So I thought I'll tell that to you. Do you have any comments, my spiritual advisor?
No, I'm just hearing the story for the first time, actually.
Okay.
Heard it from you, so no comments at all.
Okay, very well. And then, of course, there were some other situations that took place. There is a Negro man who's confined to a wheelchair, and I find it so interesting that in his handicap, he has been discovered, if I read it correctly, in possession of drugs. He had lots of drugs, and he perhaps had a gun. And he was arrested in his wheelchair and charged. Should the police charge a drug smuggler, or should I say a man peddling drugs who is handicapped and cannot walk? And should the police prosecute a crippled man with a gun? My spiritual advisor?
I mean, why not? I mean, no one is above the law, eh?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I mean, that is a fact, right? Anyhow, what's this case all about, man? What's this case all about, Huh?
Well, my spiritual advisor, the police has charged a Negro man, wheelchair-bound man accused of having a gun, ammunition, marijuana, and cocaine. A man in a wheelchair was granted $8,000 bail yesterday after he was accused of having a loaded gun and drugs on Colette Road, in May. Magistrate Lennox Colby charged Dion Dane, 41, with possession of an unlicensed firearm, possession of ammunition, possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply, and possession of dangerous drugs. Dane was allegedly found with a black Colt .25 pistol and 6 rounds of ammunition on May 17. The defendant also allegedly had 1 1/8 ounce of marijuana and 4 grams of cocaine. He pleaded not guilty to all 4 charges. The possession raised the prosecution raised no objection to his bail, but asked that stipulations be attached. Calvin Seymour, the defendant's attorney, noted it would be challenging for his client to get to a police station without wheelchair access. Under the terms of Daines's bail, he must sign in at the South Beach Police Station on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by 6 p.m. He will also be fitted with a monitoring device and must obey a residential curfew of 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. daily. His trial is scheduled for September 18. So that is a very interesting case, that a man who cannot walk and cannot run, that he allows himself to be found with a gun, 1 1/8 ounce of herbs and so much cocaine, well, $8,000, and they're going to put an ankle monitoring brace on him. Meanwhile, another Negro man who's been accused of murder, he has been able to satisfy a judge. Apparently, his boss and him appeared before a judge of the Supreme Court, and they told the judge, the boss told the judge, if my worker continue to have an ankle bracelet on him, I will not be able to hire him. I can't keep him on the job. So guess what the judge did? The judge said, well, we're going to take this ankle bracelet off of him. And the judge, variated the terms of his bail. So it's a wonderful day in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas that you could be charged with murder, accused of killing a whole man. You're successful in getting bail when historically, over 30 odd years ago, no Negro was able to be given a bail. Prior to 30 odd years ago, there was a trick that was used to give a man bail for murder. I'm not going to tell you all the trick, okay? I'm going to let them figure it out. But they used a trick about 40 years ago, and after using that trick, they were able to give a man bail. And of course, he was not really a Negro man, but he was accused of killing a Negro. And so they came up with a scheme. I always marveled at the scheme. I won't tell it to y'all. And so they gave him bail. And then finally, when the case came to court, they then upped the charges and they returned it to murder. And of course, I'm going to leave it just like that. I don't want to bring that up because it's kind of controversial. I could bring it up because it dawned on me that within that last 35 to 40 years, I've heard not one Negro nor a Conkey person to raise that matter. And it is perhaps because they didn't figure out the trick that was pulled. I think I did, but I'll leave it just like that. So there's some of the things that has happened in our country as it relates to crime. And notwithstanding that, it's been great. Meanwhile, in Chicago, the African American who came to the Bahamas in May, Taylor Casey, who everybody calls a woman. Finally, his mother held a press conference in Chicago, and she told Chicago that Casey is a transgender. Isn't that amazing? Finally! And guess what she has called for? She has called for the U.S. authorities to have the FBI come to the Bahamas to investigate Casey. I'm opposed to that. See, I'm opposed to that. And I'll tell you why I'm opposed to that. The PLP government is demonstrating to me, a Negro citizen, that as it relates to black issues within the Bahamas and the Caribbean, we are going to look towards Africa. Now, an example of it is Haiti. You would recall, notwithstanding the level of gangsterism being committed in Kenya, because there's political turmoil going on in Kenya. People are, there's one big breakdown because the Kenyan government, they're corrupt. So there's one big thing going down. And of course, the Americans is supporting their corruption. Because you would recall that a couple of weeks ago, the president of Kenya went to Washington, met with President Biden, and President Biden gave him maybe about $20 million or more so that he could send his gangster troop into Haiti. That's a fact. Well, if we believe in Kenya, if we believe in black power, if we believe in Africa, if we believe in voodoo, then we should send for the Kenyans and let them assist us. After all, Casey is black. He's an African American. And I'll tell you something about the Kenyans. When it comes to people who are practicing kinky sex and different things, they can easily find them. And so what is happening is, why we want to bring in the FBI? The FBI is white people. We're now dealing with Africa. Or do we have no confidence in the Africans? Now, I must confess, I don't have any confidence in them. I've not forgotten the history, how we got here in this part of the world. We got here in this part of the world because let us not forget it. And I'm talking locally to the local Negroes. We are in this part of the world because they captured us and sold us into slavery. And it will take 2,000 years to clean away the sins that they have committed over the last 500-600 years when they captured black people and sell them into slavery. So guess what is happening? As a result of what they did, they captured the best of Africa. You heard me? They captured the best of Africa and sold us into slavery. And guess what remained in Africa? Anyway, it's only me from my Negro perspective because we want to send the Kenyans into Haiti, but we want white people to come to the Bahamas? Hell no. Let the FBI stay in America and solve their problems. Let Scotland Yard, because the last time Scotland Yard was here, don't forget what happened. The people robbed Scotland Yard on East Street. That could never happen to the FBI. The last person who tried to rob an American agent, he pulled out his gun and started shooting. I bet you all didn't know that. The Americans don't do no nonsense. So, I say, let's get Kenya to come, all right? And when the Kenyans come, I'm willing to grab my spear and holler, Hungayaya. So I thought I'll say that. My spiritual advisor, do you have any comments?
No.
Good.
No.
And now I shall go to Dr. Minnis. Dr. Minnis is calling for a Royal Commission of Inquiry. What is it that I ain't fixed?
All right, no. He's reminding us of the time.
Oh.
We got a minute and 20 seconds.
Oh. Okay, since we have a minute, perhaps do I have enough time to talk about that NIB card, or maybe I'll do that when I come back? We'll talk about Dr. Minnis when we come back because Dr. Minnis wants a Royal Commission of Inquiry
Into
into whatever is happening as it relates to the police. And once again, Dr. Minnis is not towing the line, because if he thinks that we need a commission of inquiry, he should have taken that statement to our leader. Our leader is Michael Pentard. He should have taken it to our chairman. Who's our chairman? Dr. Dwayne Sands. I want Michael Pentard to watch how Dr. Minnis continues to usurp him. It is time for us F&Ms to whip Dr. Minnis in line, because Dr. Minnis is not towing the party line. Any good idea he think he has, he should take it to Michael Pentard. God save the Colonel of the Bahamas. God save the King. What is Dr. Minnis trying to do to the F&M? I'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. It's birthday time, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah, you get a couple of birthdays
Okay.
to do today. Let's see who is first up on the list. So you want to send a special happy birthday to Marilyn Cunningham. Happy birthday to Marilyn Callahan. We love you. Coming from your family and friends. And then Beatrice Clare celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday, Beatrice Clare, all the way from Maryland. May you live to enjoy many more years. God's blessings. They love you, from your sister Sandra and her children. So happy birthday to Beatrice Clare. Robbie Smith. Happy birthday to Mr. Robbie Smith in Bimini. Doc Master at Big Game Club in Bimini. Greetings coming from her, his adopted mother. Erna Roll and adopted sister Meredith. Meredith Stubbs, Henfield, his daughter, Jahade, Henfield and Freeport. They love you. Robbie, enjoy your day. All right, so Earlene Heel, happy birthday to Earlene Heel. Roberts from Sandy Point, Alago, from her husband, Immaculate Heel, and mother Annie Roberts, aunt Eden Knowles, from Moores Island, Alago, sister Freddie Winters, Carmen Roberts, Doris Roberts. Your brothers Herbert Roberts, RJ Roberts, and Preston Roberts, Dr. Christopher Roberts, Police Corporal Julian, and brother-in-law Sam Ship Winters. They love you, your queen, early, and may God continue to dwell around you and your family, good health, long life. Continue to pray. Michael Kelly, happy birthday to Michael Kelly from his mother Creola Kelly, sisters Rochelle, Indira, and Michelle Kelly, brothers Arundel and Lamont Kelly, his eldest daughter Kimberly, especially his granddaughter Madison, nephews Yvonne and Ethan. We love you. Enjoy your special day, Michael Kelly. Okay, Raymond Dane, one of the brothers from the Church of Christ. Happy birthday, Raymond. Coming from all of your family and friends, may you continue, your kids as well, may you continue to do well and excel. Happy birthday to Raymond Dean, especially from the Happy Park Church of Christ. Patricia Morley is also celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday, Sister Morley, coming to you from your children, your family and friends from the Happy Park Church of Christ as well. So happy birthday to Sister Patricia Morley. Mr. Francois, Mr. Francois. Happy belated birthday to Mr. Francois, coming from her daughters, Livonia, and Brashanda, her sisters Norma and Julia Smith, her brothers Aaron Thomas and Nelson Joseph. They love you. Happy birthday, Mr. Francois. Special shout out, happy birthday to Sam Ship Winters, coming from his lovely wife, friend Krika Winters, and children, Kyria, Kadesha, mother-in-law Annie Roberts, and brother-in-law RJ Roberts, Herbie Roberts, Preston Roberts, Dr. Christopher Roberts, Preston Roberts, Police Corporal Julian Roberts, sister-in-law Carmen Roberts, Earlene Heel, and Doris Roberts. May the Spirit of God continue to dwell around you and your family with good health and long life. All right, so happy special shout out to Shipmenters. All right.
Well, thank you, my spiritual advisor.
You have any? No?
I joined the spiritual advisor in wishing every person a happy birthday and wonderful anniversary. I think it's powerful. Well, in the constituency of Pinewood, I'm advised that the drains on Sappadilla Boulevard needs to be clear, and this is being reported to me by a stalwart in the governing Progressive Liberal Party. So, to Miles LaRoda, will you please send someone on Sappadilla Boulevard to clear the drains? If you are unable to find anyone, then I'm going to suggest to you that that would make a wonderful contract for a number of young men living in your constituency. So we need that to happen. And then I've been getting some reports from the blood clinic I'm advised that there is a blood clinic which is located through just off Centerville. I am going to hold my comments, and tomorrow, the first thing I will do, I will go to that clinic to see if what a Negro lady told me is true. If what she told me is true, then I shall go in search of the Health Minister, Dr. Michael Dowell. So I'm going to hold her comments, but I'm going to test it. And I want to warn Bahamians that I expect that everybody who complains to me, that you will be telling me the truth. You will be honest to me. You will respect my leadership, because I do not wish to come on national radio and TV and mislead the country. All right? But I will personally test that tomorrow. So whoever is responsible for the government clinic through the corner off of Collins Avenue by that big church. What's the name of the big church?
That is
the big church.
Yeah.
Down from ZNS?
That's evangelistic
Temple? Yeah.
temple, right? Right.
Okay.
Evangelistic temple.
So I'm told that there is a government clinic through there, and I do not like the complaint that I've heard, and I shall personally go there tomorrow, if it's God's will, to ask whoever's in charge if that is true. If it is true, then I shall go and find Health Minister Dr. Michael Dowell. If it is not true, then I'm going to be very upset with the Negro lady who spoke to me, because I expect women in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to appreciate my leadership and to not mislead me. Having said that, and I just want to remind Miles LaRuda one more time, I've been told that the drains are clogged up on Sapodilla. Please have somebody clear those drains, and or if there are no one available, Miles, it is a wonderful contract for a group of young men living in Pinewood Gardens, and this is powerful. But having said that, I've told you that Minis held some press conference. That's the former Prime Minister. He's the fourth Prime Minister in an independent Bahamas, and he has called for the appointment of a commission of inquiry. And once again, Dr. Hubert Minnis is grandstanding. Once again, he's showing off. Once again, he's demonstrating that he's not a tame player. When Minnis have good ideas, what should he do? He should take the good ideas to his leader, Michael Pintard. He should sit with Michael and say, my leader, here are some good ideas that we can use to score political points against the PLP. But instead, Minnis has become a maverick. In fact, let's keep it respectable. We'll call him a maverick as opposed to describing him as a donkey. So Minnis has become a maverick. And that is never good for party politics. Well, the national chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, that's the Foreign Affairs Minister, Fred Mitchell, he did not allow Minnis to get away with it, and immediately he began to whip that maverick into line. So it's wonderful that the governing Progressive Liberal Party, recognizing who Minnis is. Minnis has been the Prime Minister who's not been accountable for the millions of dollars that he spent as he claimed to be operating as the competent authority. You remember that? So let's look at what Mitchell had to say, because I think it's very important, because there are many citizens who might be misled by that maverick called Hubert Alexander Minnis. Mitchell dismisses calls for commission of inquiry into police operation. The Royal Bahamas Police Force was, quote, read the riot act over serious allegations that led to the head of the Criminal Investigation Department, Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson, being sent on garden leave pending an investigation. Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell said yesterday. Mitchell said the country's leaders are taking the claim seriously, but dismissed calls from the Free National Movement for a commission of inquiry or for foreign law enforcement agencies to step in and investigate. We are now faced with a set of allegations. Go to the root of law. Go to the root of law enforcement capabilities, said Mitchell, in a voice note released on Independence Day. You know, Independence Day was yesterday. Continuing to quote Minister Fred Mitchell, we have gone down this road before, and one thing we know is that in order to achieve justice and equity, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. The government has been looking into the performance of the force since it came to office, looking at its management, looking at its future and where it's headed. Our friends in the F&M always have the knee-jerk reaction to call for foreigners to clean up the mess. But we may say this, This is the Bahamas. When we accepted the responsibility of independence, we took on the responsibility of managing and solving our own problems. The rules in this matter have so far been followed, and they will be followed. The decision must be evidence-based and not by some cockamamie suppositions and conjecture, Mitchell said. And then he reiterated that the matter is being taken seriously by the government and the Royal Bahamas Police Force. So, that's the way it is dealt with. So Fred Mitchell has the point. This investigation cannot be so complex that there is nobody qualified in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. There's no one who has the integrity and the impartiality that could conduct this investigation. I could conduct the investigation. A single judge of the Supreme Court can conduct an investigation. So there's nothing so complex about this that you need the FBI or Scotland Yard, because my position is if we need foreign interference, let's go to Africa. Let's go to Kenya. Let's go to Hungary. That's my position. But certainly, are we not competent enough to conduct an investigation? Are we not competent enough to invite the police to come in and to testify under oath and tell us what this means? Huh? Certainly we are capable of doing that. Certainly we are capable of calling Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson and ask him, are you prepared to reveal to the country your undercover mission? Is that what we want? Do we want the Chief Superintendent of Police to tell us openly the undercover work of the Royal Bahamas Police Force? Huh? Have you not studied our laws, the laws of England, and in many instances in the British Commonwealth, we have to refer to United States legislation and laws to back up and support our laws. And one of the things that the Americans have established in their laws is if you are a suspect, if you are a criminal, if you are a gangster, the police can mislead you. The police can lie to you. The police can trick you. The police can lead you into temptation so that they could put a handcuff on your Negro backside. All right? So we must conduct the investigation. Certainly I have the ego to conduct an investigation. And everybody knows that I'm not qualified. I'm a layman. I only have an ego. But there are competent people in our country who can conduct an investigation. Cursed be the day when you Negroes who celebrate your 51st anniversary of independence cannot objectively investigate me and say, Monkey, you're right, or Monkey, you're wrong. What the heck do y'all think this is? So Fred Mitchell is on the right track, and I thank God for his intellectuality. And this is why your nation requires every stratum of the society to participate. You know, you got to have some grassroots people, but you have to have intellectuals, thinkers, bold people who are able to look at the play. Who the hell Menace think he is? Huh? Menace who was not given an account for the millions and millions of dollars that he, in his capacity as competent authority, got rid of. Huh? And I, as an F&M, I condemn him. And I call him my leader, Michael Pintard, and my chairman, Dr. Who's my chairman? Who's my chairman, my spiritual advisor?
Oh, the spin doctor? That's you.
No, my chairman is Dr. Dwayne Sands. Why are you laughing? My chairman is Dr. Dwayne Sands. I call him Michael Pintard.
Well, you good.
And my chairman, Dr. Dwayne Sands. We have to whip Hubert Minnis in line because he's attempting to outdo Michael Pintard. And we cannot allow him to do so because his time for leadership has passed. So, any comments on that, my spiritual advisor?
No.
Really? It's amazing, eh? You can't be objective.
It's amazing.
Huh? What did F&M promise you?
Nobody's
Can't you be like me?
Nobody's promised me
I'm
anything.
bold and I'm brave.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm F&M, but I suppose PLP. Why are you laughing? Goodness me.
Oh, boy, I tell you.
Oh, my spiritual advisor, I don't understand you.
So we did hear from Miles Loretta, did we?
Miles call?
I think they're working on trying to get Sapodilla Boulevard sorted out.
You sure?
Yeah.
Other than that, I want Miles to know that I'm prepared to pull up in the government car with a wheelbarrow and a hose. All right? I need that road clear because I had a stalwart woman from the PLP who called me and she rowed. All right? She said, listen, would you please tell Miles Loretta to come and do something with that water, okay? So I want Miles to know, Mama say, come to Sapodilla and clear the drain. And it's a beautiful contract. You see how good God is? There might be young people in Panville Garden who needs a job, and God send rain. Now we could employ them and get them to build the road, just clear up all them drain and create employment. And I think it's wonderful what is happening. Yeah, I think that is wonderful what is happening. So having said to you what the Foreign Affairs Minister had to say, Let's see what else I may have to tell you, because we are prepared to run this country in a very good and dignified manner. And Fred Mitchell, he has confidence that we can do it. Come on, you mean tell me after 51 years? After 51 years, we can't conduct our own investigation? Huh? Ministers don't have any faith in us? And Fred Mitchell, I want people to note what Fred Mitchell has said. He has warned that ministers will throw the baby. Huh! The baby with the water! All right? And that's been a fundamental problem in the FNM, because we in the party, in more recent time, there have been many who have been pushing for us to support abortion. Whenever you see them throwing the baby away with the water, that's after we didn't do abortion. And abortion is a sin. Mind what you hear other people say. Killing the baby is a sin. Yes, my spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You're live on the radio. You want to go ahead, or you want to do it privately?
Who are we speaking to?
Miles Loretta.
Minister.
Miles Loretta here. I just want to let Mr. Bonker know that I got his message, and I just got off the phone with the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Works to remind them that there's a request that's been put in for Sappadilla. That'll be the drain, I think, on Sappadilla near Bay Geranium.
Yes.
This is powerful. Okay, well, I'm so happy. I'm going to call you later to tell you the name of Sister Woman, so you could go and see her and let her know that you intend to mop that road up, because she's an old stalwart.
Thank you, Bradley.
Okay. Thank you. Well, that's Minister Miles Loretta. I want that PLP woman to know that the minister has been on the phone. He's spoken with the Permanent Secretary. That's Luther Smith. And Luther Smith is going to immediately kick into action. And I shall monitor Sappadilla to see if it's being done. And it's a new day. Just let me know. Whatever problems you all have in the country, just come to me, okay? I have a good relationship with the PLP. And this is the relationship that I'd like for every FNM to have.
What time you end up here?
Huh?
No, go ahead. What did you say?
I want every FNM, I want FNMs to understand, develop a good relationship with the PLP, so that when people complain about any issues, we can put it to the government on behalf of the people there. Because it's a new day. And the PLP is willing to hear from us. I think I have an FNM on the phone.
We got about 60 seconds, though.
You have 60 seconds?
Before the end of the segment.
Okay, this is powerful. Let me take this call to see. Oh, that person is hanging up. Listen, it's a great day. We celebrated our 51st anniversary of independence. It's a wonderful march. It was a great celebration, notwithstanding those, those few issues that we were faced with. Let's continue to work together. Let's continue to march with the PLP, okay? It's a wonderful day. Lord, I thank you that as an FNM, I can contact a PLP minister who responds and do work for the people. It's powerful. God save Miles Loretta. God save the PLP. God save the King. PLP, all the way. It's powerful. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Road is my spiritual advisor. Bradley, welcome back to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
This is powerful. To Miles LaRoda, Aaron Knowles begs that you would be kind and give him a call, and that would be powerful. And for us folks, I'm going to turn it over to Bradley Roll. Do we have an ad that we must pay first?
Let's do these two ads.
Do the two
quickly,
ads first.
and then we can open the lines. So the
Okay.
Work Center, located Rosetta Street, across the road from Roberts Furniture, is your one-stop shop for back-to-school Dickies, Timberlands, and many, many more. So come on down and let their friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back-to-school. Everybody needs money now and always. So send money locally and internationally through Western Union with using the Money Max. Download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The application, of course, is available on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. So Money Max, live your max life. Thank you, producer.
This is powerful. Well, Bradley, I might as well turn it over to you.
Yeah, we're at the calling segment. Yeah.
Taylor Casey mom held a press conference in Chicago to which she has finally told Chicagoans that Taylor Casey is a transgender, that he is a political activist. She claims that when she was at the Central Detective Unit, she saw a billboard with missing people, but they didn't have Taylor picture there. She also alleged that the people at the yoga retreat did not have any flyers put up, and she's demanding, one, that there be flyers erected at the Central Detective Unit, two, flyers all over Paradise Island and at the yoga retreat, and she wants the FBI to lead the investigation, and I'm in opposition to the FBI coming to the Bahamas to lead this investigation. After all, we are the Negro people, and Taylor Casey is a Negro. He's missing in Negro land, and certainly we would be able to do a better job here in Negro land than the FBI. So it is an insult to me. I accuse Casey's mother of being a racist, and this is powerful. Yeah, I think Casey's mother is a racist, and she does not respect Negro leadership. My spiritual advisor, open up the line.
All right, the lines are open. 323-7775. Number to call is 698-0775 and 698-0776. You can call us, engage us for another half an hour. I think we may have about 27 minutes so left to engage in some calls. So the numbers are 323, 22 minutes actually. 323-7775, 698-0775 and 698-0776. Do you have any calls yet, producer? Okay, so welcome to Freedom March caller. You're live. Go ahead, caller. You're live. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good evening, Mr. Monka.
Sir.
Monka, I see you coming on the lines and surveys today. I wonder if you could help me with a piece of Crown Line I'm trying to get in Abaco, man.
What part of Abaco you are interested in?
Marsh Harbor.
Okay.
Formerly the Mud and the Bees.
You want to go back to the mud?
Yes, sir.
Are you not aware that the mud is owned by the Conquijou people?
Well, the piece I applying for is Crown Line, not the Mud people.
Okay. Well, I would be happy to support your application. Have you taken out an application?
I have.
And did you do it simultaneously by one, lodging it at the Department of Land and Surveys and simultaneously writing the minister responsible for land and sending him a copy?
I didn't know I had to
Well, you
send
do.
a copy to the minister.
You
but
do
I
not.
waited at Lands and Surveys for my application acceptance letter.
But you have not
I've been
received
holding
it.
on to that.
So that is why every Negro must learn that you are to do it like this. You go to the proper channel and you make an application while simultaneously sending a copy to the minister responsible for Crown land, because you will find that in this country, they have not been very kind to us poor people. An examination of the history surrounding Crown land, and perhaps you need to read the report written by then Senator Fred Mitchell, who conducted an investigation into Crown land, and you will find how the FNM them thief up all the land and didn't share it properly. Okay?
All right, can you perhaps help me with instructions on how to get my copy or the copy of my application and my acceptance
Well,
to the minister?
do you have a copy of your application?
I do.
Well, then make another copy and then write a letter to the Prime Minister and have it delivered. Do you understand that?
So any OP, I might just go in and drop that off.
Yeah, but make sure you have it addressed to the Honorable Philip Edward Davis, Prime Minister and Minister responsible for land. How does it sound?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Good start.
And keep me abreast of what is going on, because I may have to row for you, okay?
I appreciate that.
God save the King.
Amen.
Amen.
323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March, Call You Live.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Call You Live.
Hi. Good afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon, Mr. Munker.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. This is Justice of the Peace Bullard
Hello, my dear. This is
Hi.
Bullet from Carmichael Road.
from Golden Gate.
Are you the Negro lady who found the wallet?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm calling about.
Immediately, I shall instruct my Negro producer to put up. How much money was in that wallet?
That was $118.40, along with quite a number of identifications, including the national insurance card.
What is the name of the Negro person on the NIB card?
His name is Brian Bernardo Evans, Jr.
Brian Bernardo Evans Jr.
Jr. His national insurance number is 158-43009.
And if he is to contact you, what number should he call, and what evidence do you wish for him to produce so that you
Okay,
will
well,
know?
he can contact me at mobile number 449-3416, and I would wish for him to produce a passport.
Repeat your mobile number again.
That's 449-3416.
And what is his name again?
His name is Brian, that's B-R-I-A-N, Bernardo Evans, Jr.
And he left how much money in this wallet?
Well, now,
You
let me tell
authorized
you, I don't know.
you authorized to count it.
Yeah, I did count it, but what happened was, as I was driving, it was approximately 7 p.m. Monday evening. As I was driving,
Yes.
I saw the money was in the road.
Really?
So, yeah, and as I stopped, two other men stopped.
Okay.
In two different vehicles.
Right.
So one of the men picked up the money.
Okay.
Then he was gonna. It seemed as if they were gonna. I don't know. I don't want to say what was going to be done with the money.
Okay.
So I think he added the money, and all of us stopped, because everybody, when you see money,
Yeah.
so everybody thought, well, we're going to share this money because we all see it at the same time.
Right.
But then the gentleman said, hold on, and he looked under my vehicle, because coincidentally, the wallet was right under my vehicle, because
Okay.
I stopped on the main Carmichael Road.
Okay.
And so he got the wallet. And so once he got the wallet, I said, well, if there's an identification in here, y'all can forget sharing money. I'm going to see that this person get,
Yeah.
their possessions. So, and, lo and behold.
They give you.
But that was the money he gave me.
Okay.
That was the money he picked up. He gave it to me, balled up, and I said, no, we're going to
Count
open
it.
this money up, and we're going to count this money.
Right.
And so I did, and it was $118.40. I don't know if the gentleman would have taken anything before he gave me the money,
Right.
but that is what he gave me.
Well, listen, you are a justice of the peace.
Yes, sir.
You're the justice of the peace for what? For the Commonwealth of the Bahamas?
For the Commonwealth of the entire Bahamas, all the rocks and all the teas, just like you.
Well, listen, I have confidence because under Section 5 of the Magistrate Act, you are a quasi-magistrate.
Yes, sir.
So you hold the money, call his name one more time, and give your number one more time.
Okay, so the gentleman's name is Brian Bernardo Evans Jr.,
Yes.
and my contact is 449-3416, and I expect an identification of a voter's card or a passport.
This is powerful. Justice of the peace, I thank you. If you need further assistance, you may call me or you may call 919, okay?
Thank you so much, Mr. Monk. I really appreciate you.
God's-
I'm spiritual advisor.
God save the king.
All the best.
God
Yes,
save
ma'am.
the king.
Amen.
Take care.
It's
Okay,
wonderful.
bye-bye.
It's nothing like when the justices of the peace are obeying the law and acting responsibly. God save the king. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay, welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good evening, spiritual advisor.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, my leader.
Hello, my dear.
How are you all doing today?
We're doing great. Thank you.
Spiritual advisor, I would like to speak to you off air.
She'd like to speak to you
If
up there.
possibly give me a number, I can call you, please.
814-6096.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good afternoon, Special Advisor Ronnie McCarthy, Post Independent.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, comrade.
That's right. I truly enjoy our independence, man, from Grand Bahama, also in New Providence. But we thank God we are celebrating 51 years of true sovereignty.
Oh, yes.
I know. And started from the foundation of part of the nation, the great Linden, Finland. And we continue to celebrate. Look forward to seeing our Diamond Jubilee. That'll be powerful too.
Oh, yes, it will be powerful.
Right, but I also like to thank Excellency Member Sea Breeze, a young generation that Jack Thompson passed on the baton to her, and she's been doing a wonderful job
This is
and a
powerful.
wonderful fashionable way.
Yes.
Because she was a beauty queen, you know,
Okay.
and she showed up there in the Bahamas and Griffith Park and do a beauty career.
Wow, this is great to hear.
Yeah, so hats off to her. Ronnie, and you already tell us what you did for your independent, but I truly know you probably, as you say, you wake up late. I remember you wake up late.
Oh, no, no, I went to a senior men independence get together, members
Okay.
of the Breakfast Club, so we had a wonderful time.
Powerful.
We had lots of foods. There was plenty mangra.
Wow, I had that too.
Well, that is what I ate. I decided I'll have mango for independence.
But
Yeah.
Special Advisor, what's your powerful moment of independence?
I had to work. I'm sorry. I did some work.
Oh, okay. Thank God you could wake on independent. The economy is excellent all over the islands of the Bahamas, not just in New Providence,
That
but
is
in
true.
Lucha, major islands of the Bahamas. The economy is booming, man. You're booming enough to wake on Independence Day. Praise the Lord, eh?
Yeah, he cut more bush on Independence Day.
Well, praise the Lord. You got
Yeah.
pushed with a cutlass or you got pushed with a cracker?
What did you use, my spiritual advisor?
I wasn't cutting no bush.
Oh, he wasn't cutting no bush.
Yeah, I hear that. I talk to April, man. And listen, I truly enjoyed that. Keep up the wonderful work at this wonderful TV station.
We thank you
Thank
for
you
your
so much,
kind
caller.
words. Do well.
All right.
All right, take care. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. Turn your radios down for us, please, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Annette. I called so many times concerning my eyes, but I get no response. I want to know how long it's going to take.
Have you already registered?
Yes, sir.
And what eye services did you need?
I tell you the truth, I believe it's cataract. That's
Okay.
all I can say.
Okay, do me a favor. I'm going to put you on hold. Give my producer your name and your telephone number again. And
Okay.
I'm going to send a special WhatsApp to Minister Michael Darville.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, you're welcome, caller.
Okay.
323-7775, 6980775, 6980776. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Whatever activities they have to guys play basketball tournament of that center.
Pardon me?
I bring them on the show fucking next week. If you really ain't know what to do it, but when you tell me that I do what I need it.
I'm sorry, your call is a bit muffled.
Speak to me. Take your time. Speak English.
Okay. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March.
Pleasant good afternoon, spiritual advisors.
Good.
Special good afternoon, Mr. Manka. How are you all, sir?
We're doing
Sir.
well. Thank you so much.
Okay, hey, Mr. Manka, Pastor McKinney here, your good friend.
Hey, Pastor McKinney, how are you?
Wonderful.
All right.
I live off Golden Isles Road,
Yes.
and actually on Golden Isles Road, we have about 5 potholes.
Really?
Yes, sir. And, they pave a few, but I don't know if they run out of asphalt or what, but, you know, and it rain now, and you
Yeah.
don't know where these holes are when you driving the road.
Okay.
And also, the last corner on the right, before Cowpen Road off Golden Isles, in the middle of the road there's another big hole that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. We had a number for the Ministry of Work WhatsApp. I don't see it on my iPad, so it means I got to put it back again. Do me a favor, call me again on the show tomorrow.
Okay.
And also do me another favor, go straight to the hole and stand up in the hole and send me location marker. I'll make sure that it gets to the Ministry of Work for you, Pastor. Now, who's your MP?
My MP is Warren Miller.
Okay, he's a wonderful pastor.
He's a good friend of mine.
Do you communicate with him?
Yeah, and I could catch up with him, you know.
Well, you know, he has church on Sunday, so
Yeah, well, you know, in my phone, I could find his number, so I'll also send him.
Yes.
send him a WhatsApp,
Okay.
and perhaps you and him should get together to do a little bit of prayer every now and then. How does that sound?
Well, sounds good.
Okay, so tomorrow you call me, but send me WhatsApp location, okay?
No problem.
Do well,
All right,
Pastor.
thank you, caller. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello?
Good afternoon, caller. You're live.
Yes, how you doing, spiritual advisor?
Doing well. Thank you so much.
Mr. Monk, how you doing?
Listen, I'm fine. How are you?
Yes, I'm right here holding on. You might know my voice, but you remember one time when I called you about a purse to leave on my wall. I'm living in the east,
A purse.
and it appears the same person who NIB was lost before with a mother.
Yeah.
And you told me to call the police to get it because I was afraid to touch it.
Right.
Yeah, so I was wondering what happened to that situation, because the police, they did come and they retrieved her off my wall.
They did take the purse.
Yes, they did.
Well, you had a duty to return to the station and ask them what was the outcome of it. And I suspect, don't hold me to it, I'm going to ask Minister Wayne Monroe when I see him secretly. I suspect that if after a reasonable period of time, if the police fails to find the owner of the purse is yours.
No, but I'm worried about that to say, but I'm not worried about that to say, but I mean, it seems like this the same person keep losing these government information.
So they have the purse on your wall again?
No, I only say because the lady would call you, but the NIB
Right.
now.
Yeah.
And I was trying to go on my phone because you remember I just sent you the pictures and everything with the mother NIB on it, NIB and I think it was they had a Bible inside the stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
But in this case, it is a man. His name is Brian Bernardo Evans, Jr.
Yes, Evans, and I forgot the mother's name.
Okay.
I was telling you, but I was trying to go on my phone to see if I could bring it up.
See if you could find it. If you find it, you make contact with me again. I'm certain that the Evanses don't normally deliberately drop these things. I know the evidence in Black Village. I got 2 yards full of Evans. Okay? And they're wonderful
then.
people.
Blessed day.
Do well, my dear.
Okay, bye-bye. Welcome to Freedom March. Caller, you live.
Hello.
Good afternoon, caller, you live.
Yes, good afternoon, Special Advisor, Mr. Moito.
Yes, sir.
My concern is this too, Mr. Moito, my registration for my eyes. I phoned you some time back, and you were on air, and the operator said I can leave the information with him. I will let you know if anything was reported or was went through or anything like that.
You did give it to my producer.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I am aware that Dr. Dowell, his committee, has been making contact with citizens. It's quite a lot of people. I am aware, someone contacted me and told me that they have been told that they will be sent to a doctor here. I don't want to say the doctor because I have not confirmed, independent of that person, with Dr. Dowell, that what that person has alleged has already begun in Nassau. You give it to the producer again, and I will check my list to see if I've already sent your name in. And even if I have, I'll resend it and say to Dr. Dowell, listen, these 2 citizens, they really, really want to know where we are, okay? So give it to my producer again.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you for calling. All right.
All right.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you too. Take care now. Welcome to Freedom March. Caller, you live. Hello, caller, you there? 323-7775. Producer, any more calls? Welcome to Freedom March. Caller, you live.
Yes, sir. Very blessed. Good afternoon, Mr. Spiritual Advisor.
Good afternoon.
And Mr. Manta.
Sir.
I enjoy your show yesterday.
Thank you.
I'd like to send the show to all the senior citizens around the Commonwealth, to the young, to the sick, to the short end, to everybody that's about to deposit and loved one back to Mother's Day, that earth has no sorrow, that heaven cannot cure. And let us continue to pray for the male seats of the Commonwealth of the country shut into those in cancer. And let us continue to pray that we don't have no murder over this weekend by
Amen.
the grace of God. And y'all have a blessed afternoon. Enjoy the rest of the evening. God
Thank you so
bless
much.
y'all.
Take care.
Ezekiel.
God bless y'all.
All right, take care now. Welcome to Freedom March. Caller, you live. All right, so no more calls. 323-7775. We got about 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
To go, Xander.
Yeah. So, folks, the iSight program is continuous. There are people who are being contacted. Please be patient, and if your mind run on it, you're free to call me or send me a WhatsApp, and I shall try to stay in contact with Dr. Michael Dowell, who has told me that he is committed to this program. Okay, so I think it's a wonderful program, and we need to encourage everybody to become a part of it who needs to have their eyes examined, who needs to have the cataract removed. And I do know that there are many, many citizens, okay? Because we all now, and once you're old, you end up with little cataract. I was blessed to have had 2 cataract move. So I do know that, as you age, and in some instances, there are some younger set of people. I run into a Negro citizen who's 43 and they had cataract. So I told that citizen, I'm shocked that a 43-year-old could have cataract. And I had doubts about whether or not he was giving me his correct age. But I was satisfied he was 43. So these things do happen. But continue to push me, and I shall continue to petition Dr. Michael Dowell and the Progressive Liberal Party And that's the way it's done, okay? In a democracy, you just push, and I will continue to support the petition, all right? So to Dr. Michael Dowell, wherever you are, the Bahamian people, they're still waiting. Many whose eyes have not been dealt with, they're still waiting. Please quickly bring in them Chinese and them Americans from California, and that would be powerful. Well, my spiritual advisor,
Until tomorrow, if
well.
it's the Lord's will.
God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King, our King, King Charles III, and the entire royal family. God save the King, and long may he reign over the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King.